Welcome back in the second half of the match. Downtown Hero is taking on JK Forest 11, match number 33rd. And here at the synthetic turf, TRC Srinagar, Khyber Milk Premier Football League, presented by AMR Labs, accuracy or nothing. A unit of AMR Ventures Private Limited, recognized and registered with Central Government of India. And Shamrock, India's first police school chain where young minds grow. And there we go, powered by Arise Hyundai. And is sponsored by Himalaya Platinum TMT Saria. And thanks everyone who is contributing towards sports in one or other way. And today, as I've already mentioned, and we had a chat with him, one of the reputed and renowned physiotherapists of Jammu and Kashmir. It is Mr. Shehnawaz Ghazi, who is having interaction and is sharing his experience regarding football with us. And game has been started once more after the break. Half-time break comes to an end as first half ends in a 1-0 as Downtown Heroes in the last moments getting a first goal. So we'll be talking to physiotherapist as well here. Deepak comes in charge from the Downtown Heroes. That was a spectacular move, but he could not receive the ball from the other side as the number 16 from the Downtown Heroes was just way away and he could not get the ball. Meanwhile, whistle has been once more blown. Thrown has been called as wrong throw by the match official there. So we'll be talking to our physiotherapist Shehnawaz Saab as well. So and we'll be talking to him regarding diet, regarding the physical, the equipments, regarding physiotherapy for the rehabilitation need. So there are different topics to be discussed here. And it is Downtown Heroes is taking on JK Forest 11. So first of all, let's talk about your profession, whether you are only working as a physiotherapist for a team or you are appointed in the Department of Government in any प्लीज सर उस बारे में थोड़ी सी रोशनी डाली.
Well, it was 2006 when I was appointed by the J&K Bank Football Club as the physio. Since then, means it's already 16-17 years have passed, I think so. And I am not the physio of the JK Bank only, I am the physio of everybody over here. चाहे कोई भी प्लेयर है, कोई भी क्लब है, irrespective of their club or sport affiliation, I see lot of sports injuries and all that.
You are physiotherapist supposed for everyone, meant for everyone. So professionally, you are associated with Jammu and Kashmir Bank
Football Club.
Absolutely. So is it any kind of a contract or?
No, I am on their regular roles. I am as an officer cadre right now, and it's like that only.
Okay, that was actually some sort of a confusion which I was trying to get out of my mind. So that is clear now. Meanwhile, it's the defender from the team of JK Forest 11. He is taking. So we have been talking to a reputed physiotherapist. He's not only the physiotherapist of JK Bank Football Club team, but you can get his services. You can avail the services anytime. So do you have any specific physiotherapy center like we have other physiotherapists?
Well, in sports, machines work less, hands work more, because players are used to exercises. They are not used to machine treatments. No doubt machines have their own role, but in sports you need instant results, because you have to make the player to get his injury healed within very less time as compared to the general population. Because if a person is sick, having some neck pain, back pain, you can treat him for 2 weeks, 3 weeks simultaneously. But when a player gets injury, you have to keep in mind that he has to play a next match if possible. Like there are injuries. Yeah, this is very different, entirely different, and really something where you are being tested like anything. Your skill is tested, your knowledge is tested. Because if injury occurs, then you have to assess it within no time. Then you have to seek referrals. If you think that you need further assessment, you need further specialized treatment, then you have to take that. Like for example, if there is an hamstring injury, you need to go for an MRI or ultrasound to know about the extent of the injury. Then only you can determine early or late return to sport, how long it will take, because players are different, their biology is different, their healings are different, their stress level is different. So if I am a stressed player, my healing will be very poor. So and it may take me more time than other player. Yes. So we have to take individual players differently, treat them differently. With
There are, we can simply say there are individual differences. So this one more goal is looking like to be JK first now. Conceded one more. It's not a good news for them. The score cards are changed. Downtown is getting double now, and couple of goals for the Downtown Heroes, and JK Forest 11 have yet to open their account. So I think there are some other issues that needs to be discussed. If, for example, for instance, I would like to ask you a question like that: if JK Bank 11 is trying to hire any football player in their club, so for that he should be physically fit. There should be a physical strength for him. He should be eligible for the game of football. At that time, do you have any kind of a rule to check up his physical strength, or it is casually for the, it is the headache of coaching staff?
See, well, whosoever is playing right now in entire J&K, I know most 90% of the players I know. We have been seeing them playing.
Yes.
Likewise, the match is going on. We see a lot of players, and if we are going to hire them or whatever the way, we have a different set of things. Like we used to have trials and all that. That's a good process. So we get to know this before hiring them or putting them in the trial. We know his A to Z. Whether this player is more prone to injury, how his behavior is towards the game, towards the on and off field. It is not only his physical conditioning, his discipline, how much disciplined he is. Like you have a training session, whether he is going to attend or not. You have a recovery session, whether he will recover or not. So there are a lot of things that we need to take into account while choosing a player. As such, we don't have any, it's not like mandatory for, because a player is playing, we know he is fit. But when he comes to our arena, we have different means of training and other things, our own setup. So he gets into that. The important thing is he should know how to play. He should be a good player. He should be a quality player. See,
Talent matters. Talent matters.
fitness is something that you can do, and you can get fitness. You might have seen so many people with obese, with good, heavy weights, too much bulky, and they did training and they lost the weight and they are fit. So fitness and or physical fitness is not the criteria there.
That's not your workout.
See, actually, if you have a player, he's talented, he's good player, and if you need to work on his physical fitness, you can take 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depending on what exactly you want to do. So that is a different thing. Important thing is the player should be talented enough. He should have good know of the game. That is the important thing. Because because I will tell you, if I don't know how to play, what I can run at a speed of say X kilometers per hour. What that speed will be used when I don't know how to play. If I don't know how to kick the ball, I could be different, my fitness could be quite enough. But important is here whether I know how to play a football or not. You got so this is the way how it has to be done.
There are different categories of sports, physiotherapy or the role of a physiotherapist, like neuroskeletal, respiratory, cardiac, all these things. I have come across all these words, and so I think these are the three perspectives that a physiotherapist needs to take into cognizance. So what becomes a role at that time when these I think the neuropsychic to make a player.
I will tell you one thing. Important thing is how a person's cognition is. Cognition means how he thinks,
Mental processes.
how he thinks, within what span of time he takes the decision and executes it. That is the important thing. So mental development, mental fitness is important along with this physical fitness and all, because this is the brain drives your body. For example, if I will give an example of corona. If a person is fine and he gets tested and it comes positive and he has no symptoms, the moment it comes positive, he will start having symptoms. So the psychology plays important role in any discipline of life, whether it's sports, it's any other work. Psychologically you are strong, that means
I think you have touched a very important part here. Psychology plays an important role. I was in the ward of COVID positive, ward at Skims. There was a general ward for it. There was a patient. He was asymptomatic. He had no symptoms. He had no signs of COVID-19, but his test was positive. In fact, she was a woman, and she had no signs of COVID-19. But there was a person who died at the age of 49, but he had severe symptoms. After watching that particular person that he died at this age, yes, she started to have symptoms. Not only that, she was psychologically very much involved. She had a depression, and she had a post-traumatic stress disorder. I must mention here.
Yes, see, I will tell you one thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the brain. We are the asrafal makhluqa. That means we are superior to everybody. God?
All creatures.
Yes. Why? Because we can think, we can process, we can see what is right, what is wrong. And to react to a particular situation, that means we are humans. For example, if we cannot react to a particular, for example, if there is anything wrong is happening and we have to react, that means we are humans. Our brain is working accordingly. So, psychology plays an important and pivotal role in sports performance. That's why you might have seen in different clubs, different country teams, they have psychologists, psychotherapists. They want to build up the psychology of the player. Want the psychology up, any damn thing you can go.
I think Irshan, this is a very good point to discuss in cricket as well. I think India and Pakistan matches in World Cup. Pakistan has never been able to beat India. 12 out of 12. So I think here there is also a negative psychological effect on Pakistani players whenever we come to play with India. So there are 100% chances that we will lose the match, despite you have a talent. So you have a battle on the field there between the talent versus talent. But at the end, it's India who is coming out to be winners, because I think the psychological balance of Indian players is much better than the players of.
One example, if you might have watched the movie, Dhoni. MS Dhoni's film, you might have seen when Yuvraj was going along with his bag and everybody was looking at him. So he told him that I got to realize you lost the match. That was the impact of Yuvraj on the other players. That is the psychology. How I think, how I will react towards a particular situation is very important. Because suppose if I have to speak something, I should be able to get what should I speak if I am being asked something. The same way, when I receive the ball, within fraction of time I have to decide what I have to do. Yes, and the situation, as per the given situation, I have to react. It is not like I will come with one set of things, okay, I will do this. Maybe the situation changes. So that is what cognition is important. I will tell you one important thing. In ACL injuries, there are two things. One is mechanical perturbation. That means somebody is pulling or pushing a player. This is mechanical. Another thing is cognitive perturbation. The player with the ball dodges you, and your brain stops thinking how I should react. So he touches your brain and you get injured. This is documented proof with FIFA. They have the videos of how the injury occurs. Then they came with the conclusion it is because of the cognitive perturbation.
Both psychology and physiology occurs.
And the player gets injured. He stucks there. The player dribbles him to the other way, and he could not think how should I go. This is the importance of psychology.
Absolutely, I think it's been a great time here. Advocate on other side, in the mid there is a renowned physiotherapist. On other side there is a psychologist. So I think it's a combination of a good thing. Today we have got advocate, physiotherapist, as well as a psychologist here. So we'll be discussing all these things, and I don't want to people getting bored on Frisk Film Productions here. Maybe they will be waiting for the commentary as well. There are some beautiful faces in the stands who are watching the match there. And they are given their time for sports, and this is the sports traits which are inbuilt in you. So this kind of intrinsic trait within you, it cannot take you away from the game. So they are absolutely spending their precious time and just getting some recreational time. I must say, for some people it's kind of a hobby to get indulged in the sports of football. Meanwhile, it is downtown heroes. He is going to deliver a corner kick. I guess the left footer comes in, and there is some miscommunication. That is absolutely something a dummy running there. Dummy pass, I would say. It's up up in there for a while, but it is the once more number 7 Deepak comes in charge. A corner jumper kick gets no results, yields no good results for the team of Downtown Heroes. Downtown, they have already taken a lead of 2-0. I think the two teams, Irshad, who have impressed all the people. One is JK Bank 11, second is Downtown Heroes, and third is Jammu Kashmir Police. These are the three teams. They have played absolutely blinder, and they have been mesmerizing and playing such a wonderful football. That is what actually football is known for. And look at the Downtown Heroes. There were I think 1 or 2 minutes left in the game and they got a goal there. So yesterday we also seen at the last junction of the match, it was around 70 seconds. The novelty got a goal. So I think this makes a difference. So
I will tell you one thing here. In English Premier League, there is a research done on why do teams in their second half conceive the goals. It was because of the fatigue. Yes. And why do we have more injuries at the end of the second half? It was because of the fatigue. So it's whether mental fatigue or physical fatigue. You have to address both the things as a coach, as a physio, as a psychologist, as a performance enhanced. You have to address these things. How you will reduce the effects of fatigue on the players.
Fatigue is really, one of the common causes for so many, psychological disorders like stress, depression. Fatigue has been something with a lot of players, I think, which creates some sort of panic for the players. You have not considered. That's a very valid point you have made here. In first half, you are not considering a goal, but once the body gets to some extent a bit weak, you have not taken the much calories in the body. You are feeling fatigue. You have muscular cramps, and at the end of the day, you are considering 2 goals where your coaching management would have never thought about that thing. So fatigue is that thing which can hamper your performance.
Actually, the brain uses glucose. So when you are devoid of the glucose, when your body is lacking the glucose levels, your thinking power gets down. So that's important key. During half time, you need to replenish the glycogen or glucose by means of having some glucose, carbohydrate rich drinks. 6% should be. Not exactly the foods. Banana is the good. And second thing is like we used to give them 6% carbohydrate drinks. Like there are so many. Yes. Because that replaces the lost stores. Replenish and you get rejuvenated and you start from the zero again. Otherwise, what would happen? You will have fatigue, you will have muscle injuries, you will have the muscle cramps, and ultimately your performance will go further down.
You have touched a very good point here. That is glucose. Glucose plays an important role in the body. I think our insulin, all that pancreatic glands which are meant for it. So there are a lot of early diabetic patients. Have you seen any diabetic player in the team? And
not as such, but I have gone through the literature where the FIFA, it's a manual in the FIFA. We can use football to prevent non-communicable disease like diabetes, hypertension, cancer, like how we can prevent them. Yes, exactly. So when you start playing football or any other game for that matter, what is happening? You are enhancing the metabolism of the glucose in our body. The target cells and all that, the receptors get stimulated. You are burning the fat as well. That's within the body. So you are reducing the chances of dyslipidemia, obesity, and all that. This is how the sports can help you prevent non-communicable disease.
But use of glucose is also alarming, because once you take the more glucose, maybe you can get hyperglycemia, and if you are less. Does it is?
I'm not saying that way. I am saying for an athlete, the main fuel is for endurance athletes. The main fuel is glucose. So you have to replenish it. For example, if a car is having 4 wheels and one of the wheel gets punctured, what you have to replace the wheel. You don't have to use 5 wheels simultaneously. The same way, when your glucose stores are getting depleted, you have to replenish them maintain them to the normal
balance.
Got it? So that is the importance of this nutrition. It's a very important topic in sports. Like what foods you should take, when should you take the foods. It's not like I go home and take whatever the foods. No, which foods can harm you, which foods can make you bulkier. So there is a lot of things, lot of discussion need to be done in this regard as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But so far in the team of JK Forest 11, there seems a lot of trees, but less fruits are there because they have not been able to get a goal here. Can they get off the mark and can they bang on the target for a few times here? As Downtown Heroes, they are taking a lead of 2-0 against JK Forest 11. Match number 33. We are in the second half of the match here. There we go. It's a simulation. Slides it beautifully and sends the ball beyond the line. It is going to be a corner kick, I guess. Let's have a wait over it, and it's the match official who has blown the whistle. And there we go. We are still, that part is to some extent invisible. There comes the cameraman. He's doing a tremendous work. There comes number 16 from the team of Downtown Heroes. He's going to deliver. It's Abid, I guess. No, Shakir. And Shakir is very, very talented. How his left footer will work, it's up in the air, and all that comes to an end. And it's the defender of the team of JK Force 11. He's taking the ball ahead. He is stopping it beautifully, takes it into the circle. While from it has been to some extent blocked by one of the player, but it will not work for him. But it has been a wrong pass. Look at his passing. This was absolutely nasty pass by the JK Forest 11. One of the player who comes to try to rescue that one, but that was straight away going to the direction of opposite team. And meanwhile, number 4 is trying to go over it and is trying to take it forward. Ball is going straight around the penalty box area. It's now around the byline there. One comes there. In fact, it is the JK Forest 11 is their player. There is a dribble, but dribble comes in the way of Downtown Heroes. Super work done by Downtown Heroes. There comes the Deepak. Deepak makes a right footer straight away beyond the midline. Ball is going straight to this left out with jersey number 16. Once more is taking the ball, regulates very well, passes the ball, shifts towards one more player with jersey number 6. His layup pass straight away to number 12. Number 12 passes the ball to the midfielder. It has been to some extent a back passing, and ball has been gone beyond the line. Once more, ball is straight to the number 4. Number 4 doesn't waste any time. Straight away sends the ball to the once more to the touchline player there. It is once more the Deepak, I guess. No, it looks like a player from the Downtown Heroes. He gives a cross move pass straight to number 6. Number 6 takes the ball ahead. He is stepping ahead and beautifully done there, but it's not as beautiful as it could have happened here. It is going to be a throw in favor of favor of JK Forest 11 here. So I think the body mass index, that is a very, very important part of life in restricting the non-communicable diseases what you have mentioned, like cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, like thyroid is also, thyroid problem is also increasing in the Kashmir. So what kind of BMI is done for the players? Do you have a specific rule for it, or it is something like different?
Yeah, we have a weighing scale that determines the total body fat, how much body fat, fat is there in the viscera around the, abdomen and tummy and all that, legs and all that. We often do that. We try to maintain the body weight of the players. It's sometimes becomes very difficult when you have too much off seasons and all that. But simultaneously, we try to counsel them about the nutrition, what nutrition they should take when they are off the field, means when they are not training and all that. And even during injury, what nutrition you have to take so that you cannot be overweight. Fine. So it's not only the injury treatment, but the injury management in terms of you are maintaining your body weight, your everything, and how many calories that you need to have, and it is a calculated way how we manage all this, and keep on keeping a track of body weight of all the players. Because if you have excess body weight, definitely you are going to have first the musculoskeletal problems like knee pains, back pains and other things. Then it will have the physiological systems involved like thyroids, pancreas and other things and all that. So that thing is very important, not only here, but if you see in much professional clubs. So it's very, it has been given good importance to check all these things like how much the weight is there, how much calories they are taking, how much calories are needed, and during injury what kind of food they need to have, whether protein, what is the role of protein, what is the role of other things, like exogenous.
Since you have touched the proteins versus carbohydrates here, I was coming across an article when I was reading BMI, what actually it's meant for. I have come across a few lines in that very particular article that in India 60% of weight is of carbohydrates, while in America 60% of weight is of proteins. So we are taking more carbohydrates instead of taking proteins. So there is a different lifestyle from America to India.
If you see the culture, Indian culture, like the culture of sweet is more here. So rice, then sweets, everything, sweet. So that is why you are getting this. But if you have a culture of sporting culture, then you will start taking carbohydrate is important, but how much you have to take it.
Instant energy.
Yes, it depends. Like, see, a football player needs 600 grams of carbohydrate. Fine. And if his body weight is 70, so 70 to 100 grams of protein he needs. Carbohydrate is around 5 to 6 or 8 grams per kg body weight, and protein is to be 1 or 1.5 or 2 grams per kg body weight. You have to take this. This is a ratio how you have to take. After match, you have to take 4:1 ratio. 4 grams of carbohydrate, 1 gram of protein.
So that means carbohydrate should be 4 times more than carbohydrate proteins.
Consuming more. It's not like you are accumulating. You are consuming carbohydrates more, so you need to replace them. There is a concept of carbohydrate loading. What in that? A match before, the activity is reduced because training is less. We fill all the reserves of carbohydrate, so that on the match day you have enough storage of carbohydrates. It's not like and there is a type of carbohydrates, which carbohydrates you need to eat. Like, it's not like roughly you go and keep on taking carbohydrates, and in that there are foods are like high glycemic index foods that will simultaneously raise your blood sugar level. Low glycemic index foods, the foods that will take 4 to 5 hours to reach to increase the level. Yes. Accordingly it is to be done. For example, you might have seen we take dates. We break our fast with dates. Dates have high carbohydrate glycemic index. They will increase instantly your body sugar level.
And that contains also minerals.
This is what I am saying about the carbohydrate.
I think the people have problems here. They are only understanding the diet either in the way of proteins, Irshad, or in the way of carbohydrates. I think if you talk about the diet, there are vitamins, fats, minerals, fibers. I think each and every component of diet is important.
These are important for your body processes. Any process is there. Vitamins, they are either coenzymes or cofactors. Minerals, electrolytes are important for maintaining your this nerve conduction, muscle conduction, your heart conduction and all that,
pumping,
everything. Yes. So it's important. You need to have a balance of all this. And one more thing is, like, now people are coming across different brands of foods, like they take nutrition supplements, but we don't know what is inside that supplement. Sometimes you get caught.
Better is to take natural things.
Sometimes you need, but it should be labeled. Informed Sports is a company in UK. They check each and every content of the
nutrient, nutrient,
and not only that, whether that contains any banned substance or not. Otherwise, what would happen?
Does it contain caffeine? Does it contain this or that? So
see what is happening. Otherwise, you are taking something you don't know. The level is A, B, C, D, but you don't know exactly whether it's A or it's something D. So if you are taking it, it should be authenticated by Informed Sport that it does not contain any kind of impurity. Yes. Like or doping.
He will go in doping.
See, actually, what is doping? Doping means adding impurity. That will actually it has come from the physics. In physics, it means adding impurity to a conductor or something so that its conductivity increases. The same way when we are adding something that enhances our performance.
Exactly.
Do you have seen any players who have taken some kind of drugs like that, which can stimulate your energy? So, like in doping, Nandrolone was banned. It has been still banned. Yeah, so many players come positive after being tested. So, in cricket particularly, because there is a long process. So, have you seen any ever in football incidents of like that?
I have seen one of the player was using cannabis. That is the chars.
Cannabis is
yes, he was using. I took him to the lab and we had a test and all that. Yes. We did the test and all that. So it was positive there. The problem.
Means, had he been tested by dope agency, he would have been positive.
Yes.
World Anti-Doping Agency.
See what exactly is.
So Irshad, it is also the matter of you as well, because you being as an advocate, you getting clients. So psychology has been discussed. I think for an advocate, it's very important to understand the behavior of a client, because sometimes a client will come to you with a document for the very next time he will say, I don't have to do anything with it. So this is going to be a goal, and JK Forest 11 has done it to Mumbai. tremendous work here, and this is going to be goal number 1 for them. And JK Forest 11 is bearing some fruits on the Foresters. This is absolutely tremendous work. They are off the mark, and they are off the mark with an overwhelming response. Look at that moment. It was going to be a tussle between defender and look at the back heel pass. That was a terrific, and number 10 is just making mockery out of it. Wait, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned and get a good replay. And that was a hollow by the goalkeeper. Despite coming a bit forward, he just dives towards his hand. That will be absolutely nasty, and Downtown Heroes will be absolutely raving over it. And but JK Forest are absolutely touching the skies, getting a first goal. Can we have an equalizer? A game will get much more jumper here on. So Irshad, so we're talking about client versus advocate. So what kind of psychology you have to understand there? What kind of clients you have received who have sometime created a lot of panic in your chamber there?
Yes, we have seen different kinds of clients. Likewise, there are different domains of the field of law. Likewise, there is a client who will say that I have a property dispute with my other one there. Yes. Likewise, there are clients with regard. We will talk about this game, like sir has just talked about the doping test. Like there are some clients who are just in connection with cannabis, like drug addicts. Like we have seen many youths, we will say the juveniles who are involving in narcotics and psychotropic substances. Yes, after getting these sort of clients, first of all we checking their psychology, that what kind of clients they are. Have they or they, we would say that we are saying them that clients of I am not getting the word here. It is like they are the recidivist. The recidivist here says that if a client who is just taking continuously these sort of drugs, that he is recidivist now, he is doing that continuously, he is not taking back. So these are the things that we will have to see. That first, yes, absolute recidivists, and they are just continuously doing that beyond whatever their suppression, beyond any suppression, they are continuously doing that. And yes, there is an act for it, Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. Under that domain, there are likewise how if anyone is using that sort of a drug, like we are seeing the drugs of psychotropic drugs, like these excessive sleeping, like we say, the drugs of and of
drugs like
diazepam, chloroform, and that's
substance abuse.
Substance abuse.
we call it in sports as substance abuse, that it is being abused, the drug that would have been used for the treatment of any particular condition or an injury, but it has been now overused or used with an intention to get out class
Actually,
performance.
Irshad, the thing which has been mentioned here by our Dr. Saab, that is substance abuse. Basically, the concept is here, since it is beyond the sports as well. Any substance which is being misused by a person. For example, there is a nail polish. There are a lot of girls who are using the nail polish. So nail polish itself is a substance. So absolutely, there is a boot polish. So if you are misusing it, misuse in the sense, it means you are using it, you are preoccupied with it, you are taking it as a pleasure. Your body is getting pleasure. So that means you are turned out to be a substance abuse person. So that is what actually our doctor mean to say here. That's
But
very
in
good thing to
in
mention.
sports, like if a player takes any kind of these drugs, his ultimate aim is to enhance the performance. So that is why WADA has made strict rules. Different things are there, and the list gets updated every year. This year they have updated the list in January, like what are the substances that are being prohibited. Sometimes you can use a drug. For example, if it's a
But not in excessive manner.
yes, for example, if you are in a Olympic Games or somewhere, and if there is a need of some anti-allergic drug, you can use the spray, nasal spray. Not, you cannot use the tablets. So there are different.
That means oral is banned.
Yes, there are different. See, only it is not the substance, but there are the methods as well.
Methods, exactly.
Two things. One is the substance. For example, I can drink water. Another thing is I cannot freeze it. That is the different method. So there are methods that are being used for performance enhance. So these are two concepts. One is the substance, another is the method. How this thing. See, for example, you can use a transdermal patch, something. You put a patch of some medicine. This is one method. Another method, when you are taking it orally, parental, it will have different results, and tropical it will have a different results. That's why methods are banned. Some methods are banned. Some drugs are banned. Methods as well as the drugs. Both.
But Irshad, I think there are a lot of organizing bodies in the valley, a lot of associations. Dr. Saab, they are making it very clear that we are organizing this event, this sports event, particularly to keep the players away from the drugs. But I think drugs is not only meant for the people who are not out of the players. I think there are a lot of players who are also using the drugs. So I think I'm really coming very contradictory with that kind of an objective that you are organizing any event that you will prevent the drugs. I think there is a lot of prevalence of drugs in sports as well.
Actually, their aim is to prevent general society from the drug menace. Like over-counter drugs. You go to a chemist, he will give you a drug, irrespective of its use. He never checks your prescription, how long a drug has to be taken. For psychotropic drugs or drugs which are used for psychiatric disorders, antidepressants. There is a method. One thing is tapering. Like if you are taking 1 gram today, for 3 days, 5 days, you will take 1 gram. After that, you will take 2 grams. And once your level is up, the level of the drug is up, then you taper it again, same way. Suppose 2 grams, 1 gram, 0.5 gram, then alternate days. After 3 days, then you stop it, because there will be a withdrawal symptoms you will have. I am talking about the psychiatric patients. But in terms of the sports, the drug is only used to enhance the performance. So you are saying like we are organizing the events to that the concept is different thing. Like how we can prevent the youth and or general population to stay away from drugs and get involved into the sports. Their concept is that. Now, second thing is how many players are using the drugs? What are the drugs? Are the drugs they get used to it? Are they without at the time of this, or without those drugs they cannot live? They cannot carry on their work.
At that 1 second psychology comes in way.
No, that's a different thing. For example, drugs which are being as a menace in the society, you have an urge for those drugs. If you don't have the drugs, you can do anything.
Where you have no need of those, still you are taking.
And irrespective of other things, you will say, I don't need food, I need this drug. But in sports, you need, for example, if you are using this banned substance, you will be using it only for the time of your performance, like when the matches are there or something like. Rest time you will not be using it. But still, I am not, advocating for its use. I am saying this is the difference. Now the role of coach, physio, and the management, or the medical staff, is aware, make players aware of the ill effects of the drugs. Maybe for 5 years you are using, and after 5 years you will get the adverse effects of these drugs. You may have the renal failure. You may have the hepatic problems.
Hepatitis C.
Yes, you can have the brain, problems in the brain, concentration and other things. Exactly. So that is the important thing. Is like how you are going to counsel your players. It is you who makes them to use the drugs. As such, players they don't know which drug I should use for my performance. Caffeine is not banned. Salts are not banned.
There are already so many things.
That's why importance of counselor too is very much important in every team.
I think government and the team should think about the psychologists here on, and they should hire psychologists in their teams so that to counsel the players, because there comes a lot of pressure on the physiotherapist, because physiotherapist is meant to maintain their physique. Yes, he can counsel.
But they are taking an additional role. We would say that giving the players that sort of.
Actually, the thing is, in our setup, it's enough. You have a coach, assistant coach, then you have a physio. It's more than enough here. Yes, but if you see,
but Shana has made a good point here. I think the government sector is not hiring the physiotherapists even in the departments. There are a lot of physiotherapists who are just being at their homes, just working privately.
Yes,
I think actually when government itself is not understanding the importance of physiotherapists to be indulged in the department.
Yes,
not only that. I will tell you one thing. If sports council is there, they have different academies, they have different sports. There should have been one physio in at least minimum one physio in each discipline. And youth service and sports is there. I don't think they have any knowledge of like we should have a psychologist for the performance enhancement, nutritionist. See, when you have a department, for example, in SAI, Sports Authority of India, they are training athletes for the medals. So they have sports nutritionist, sports psychologist, physiotherapist. They have a full team. But here the scenario is different thing. We are not well versed.
We don't have importance of all these things.
We are not.
There are not too much funds as well, so there. Otherwise, there was a need of having these.
So why can't we have the medals over here from the J&K as well? Because the thing is, you are training, but you don't know what you have to eat.
We're not,
See, I am giving this some small example. You train for 2 hours, then when you go home, you don't know what exactly you should eat and how much recovery you should do. So like you have everything. Each and every discipline has its role in athlete development.
Sir, shall there be here I will talk about the diet of the players, like these players are playing as a midfielder, as a defender, as a striker, or be it a goalkeeper. Sir, will there be is there a need of having a different diet?
Definitely. Goalkeepers, they don't exert that much. It's a established fact. So their and calories level or intake has to be very less as compared to the midfielders, because on an average a midfield runs around 11 kilometers in a match and goalkeeper not more than 4 to 5 kilometers. So keeping that thing, and second thing is if you have a player who is tricky and smart, that means I will give you an example. If you have a engine of an Mazda car and Ferrari car is versatile. You need more fuel, efficient fuel. Same way, if you have a player, versatile midfielder, you need have his energy demands are different. He should, he does not need to take the same. Yes, and instantly he does not need to take the same diet what a defender needs to take. So there are so many things into it. You need to break it piece by piece. Which player, his body composition, how his body is. Like there are so many things into it.
That's a very, very nice information, sir. So let's talk about today's match. It is JK Forest 11, Downtown Heroes. Downtown Heroes are leading the 2-1 on the charts. This is match number 33 and the second half in progress. So the ball has just gone out of the line. So it will be the throw-in goes in favor of the JK Forest 11. And he throws it in. It's a very nice throw in, but it has gone over that goal post, and that means that it was a very, very nice opportunity for the team of JK Forest 11, but certainly it would be a corner kick which goes in favor of JK Forest 11. So there is a need of 1 goal to the JK Forest 11 if they want to level the charts, and right now they are 1 goal behind here. But it has been a very, very versatile show, we would say, from the team of Downtown Heroes, as so they have been from the previous matches as well. Their performance has been up to the mark. Here comes the right footer from number 15. He kicks it, and well taken there by the goalkeeper from Downtown Heroes. He gobbles it without any hesitation, and he forwards it to his central midfielder. Is running their captain. In fact, he's trying to go forward. He does so, and there's number 7. Number 7 is just trying to convert. Oh my goodness, that was a very, very simple chance there, we would say, but out she goes from that ball, and it is a wastage of a chance for the team of the Downtown Heroes, and the ball has been placed here at the right place. And let me remind our viewers that we have a very special guest today, Mr. Dr. Shahnawaz Ghazi, and he is a well-known physiotherapist of the valley, and he has worked in different arenas, and right now he is associated with Jammu and Kashmir Bank 11 team, and he is their physiotherapist right from 2006 till date. And in fact, he is a physiotherapist to all the players who are involved in football, and anyone can go and he can just got a checkup, be it a player from any team, and they can get checked up there. And here JK Forest 11 player number 15 just trying to go forward, but he was well blocked there. Number 2 from the team of Downtown Heroes. He's just snatching that ball, and number 7 is just trying to go forward. He passes to his winger. Winger just trying to go forward, but he was well blocked there by one of the Forest 11 players. Number 4 just passes it forward, and there the whistle being blown and the foul was committed there. This is a very nice sportsmanship shown there by one of the Downtown FC players, and he's just trying to stretch out his left leg. And the physio too is there as well, and he wasn't allowed, I think. Yes, he's been allowed to go inside and get him checked. It's number 15 from Forest 11. He's not feeling fit. Yes, it's Naveed Ahmed. But a very, very nice game of football, and the players got a cooling break in between, and there aren't too much time left in this game now, and the players are just taking a cooling break here. It will be the foul kick goes in favor of the JK Forest 11. He forwards it, but it was a header comes out from one of the defenders of Downtown Heroes. And number 19 just trying to go forward, and he was blocked there by the defender, but he is still charging over to that ball, and the player from JK Forest 11 doesn't give him any chance in fact to go forward, and the referees just it's the ball that has just gone out of the touch line, so the throw in here goes in favor of the Downtown Heroes FC. Number 8 just cross passes it towards his another winger there, and who just hold on to it, and he's just going forward very nicely. He just passes it to his other comrade, but he didn't stop it properly. Yes, in fact it has gone once again in their favor. They are just trying to enter into that penalty area, and out he goes out of that goal line. So here it is the free goal kick goes in favor of the Downtown Heroes. This is match number 33. Second half is in progress. JK Forest 11 taking on Downtown Heroes. Downtown Heroes player. In fact, it was a corner kick which goes in favor of Downtown Heroes. He just puts his forward and he kicks it over that crossbar. She goes into the stands, and there is no damage to the team of JK Forest 11, already lagging behind with 1 goal against the team of Downtown Heroes. And here I will move my microphone towards Mr. Shafi Para. He will take you forward.
It is the goalkeeper from the JK Forest 11 who is ready to kick the ball. His long kick just around the midline there. From the center line, it is Deepak who is taking the ball from the Downtown Heroes forward. He is waiting for his right out, sends the ball straight away to him, but he is bit away a few meters, and it was a slide from the team of JK Forest 11's defender that has been well intercepted by number 24 from the team of Downtown Heroes. He creates a move that was looking like to be an opportunity, and it is absolutely Downtown Heroes. They have conceded a goal in the second half. So first half totally belongs to Downtown Heroes, and the second half JK Forest 11 are in a commanding position. Can they get an equalizer? Can this match end in a draw? Can this match end in a result here? So we are waiting. So in football you can never know. Match ends in a result here. Downtown Heroes have won this match by 2-1. So हमारे साथ जो आज के फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट बहुत ही कमाल के फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट है, बहुत ही रेप्यूटेड रिनाउंड फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट माने जाते हैं, और जिनके पास मैं समझता हूँ कि फीफा लाइसेंस है और फीफा की तरफ से इनको अवार्ड्स भी मिले हैं, और बहुत ही अच्छा काम उन्होंने किया अभी तक. तो क्या मैसेज रहेगी फिटनेस के हवाले से यहाँ पर हमारे फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट की तरफ से सारे यंगस्टर्स को? आखिरी सवाल रहेगा, उसके बाद हम इजाज़त मांगेंगे यहाँ कॉम्बॉक्स से.
मेरी नसीहत यही होगी कि जिस भी प्रोफेशन में आप हैं उसको सीरियसली लीजिए. एक मोटिव और एम के साथ उस प्रोफेशन में रहिए। अगर आप स्पोर्ट्स में हैं तो स्पोर्ट्स नीड्स डेडिकेशन। डेडिकेशन मीन्स कि आपका डिसिप्लिन कैसा है, आपका रहन सहन कैसा है, आपका खाना पीना कैसा है, और आप किस हिसाब से ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं, और आपको अपनी कोचेज़ की इताअत करनी है। जो भी आपके से कहा जाए उसको ध्यानदारी से अपना काम कीजिए। और दूसरा है कि आप अगर बहैसियत आप प्रोफेशनल प्लेयर हैं तो आपकी जिम्मेवारियाँ बहुत है आपके ऊपर।
वेल नाज़रीन, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कि आप हमारे साथ अभी तक जुड़े रहे और आज आपने इस गेम का आनंद यहाँ पे लिया लाइव नशरियात में, जो डाउनटाउन हीरोज़ और जेके फोर्स 11 के दरमियान यहाँ पे खेली गई। और डाउनटाउन हीरोज़ के जो खिलाड़ी हैं उन्होंने आज बहुत ही शानदार कारकर्दगी का यहाँ पे मुजाहरा किया और ये गेम अपने नाम कर दिया 2-1 से। जो जेके फोर्स 11 है वो एक ही गोल करने में कामयाब रहेगी, जबकि डाउनटाउन हीरोज़ ने उनके मुकाबले में 2 गोल करके इस गेम को अपने नाम कर लिया। तो यहाँ पे जो डाउनटाउन हीरो से ताल्लुक़ रखने वाले बाहरी खिलाड़ी फ्रैंक हैं उनको मैन ऑफ द मैच करार दे दिया गया, और जो हमारे मैच कमिश्नर हैं जोर साहब, उनकी तरफ से उनको ट्रॉफी पेश किया जाएगा, खैबर मिल्क मैन ऑफ द मैच। तो जो हमारे यहाँ पे फ्रैंक मैन ऑफ द मैच है, इन्होंने 2 गोल डाउनटाउन हीरोज़ की तरफ से दागे हैं, और 2 गोल की वजह से ही डाउनटाउन हीरोज़ आज इस गेम में एक कामयाबी का झंडा गाड़ सकी है। तो फ्रैंक, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी वेलकम यू ऑन लाइव। हाउ डिड यू फील? यू आर मैन ऑफ द मैच।
हाँ, देखियो। Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot for being with us. हम अपने नाज़रीन को बताते चले ये फ्रैंक है जो डाउनटाउन हीरोज़ की तरफ से खेलते हैं, और आज इनकी वजह से ही 2 गोल टीम कर पाई। इन्होंने ही वो 2 गोल करे हैं और आज इनको मैन ऑफ द मैच हीरोज़ वर्सेस जेके फोर्स 11 की जो टीम है गया, तो डाउनटाउन हीरोज़ की जो टीम है वो आज इस मैच में कामयाब करार दे दी गई और अपने नाम उन्होंने इस मैच में जीत दर्ज कराई है। तो हमारे जो मेहमान हैं तारिक मद्दी साहब, उनका भी बहुत बहुत खैर मकदम। इस हवाले से थोड़े से
देखिए जी, फॉरेस्ट बैन किया
माइक ऑन।
हमने 2 गोल किए थे, उसके कोच ने इजीली उसने एकदम चेंज किया, वो फ्रैंक को चढ़ाया 2 गोल करके। आज के दूसरे मैच में लीग चल रहा है, तो लेकिन जब जो ही ने वापस गोल कर दिया तो खलबली बची थी डाउनटाउन के हिस्से में, और कोच आंसरेबल होता अगर वो दूसरा गोल भी निकलता वो तो 6 पॉइंट होता, क्योंकि मैच जीतने वाला जीता 3 पॉइंट आए, अगर हार रहा था उसको लॉस होते। एक जीतने वाले टाइम 3 पॉइंट और खुद को जो लास्ट से फ्रैंक को चढ़ाया था, तो उसी में फर्स्ट में वापस किया, वो दूसरा गोल भी कर सके।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका। बहुत शुक्रिया। अपने नाज़रीन को बताते चले जो अब यहाँ पे सेकंड गेम शुरू होने वाला है उसकी जो लाइव नशरियात है अब तक कुछ ही पल बाद पहुँचाई जाएगी। तब तक दीजिए अपने मेज़बान को इजाज़त, आपको और हमारा अल्लाह दिया।